2004 might have been the greatest time to be alive. According to Wikipedia, 2004 has been respectively considered one of the best and most influential in video game history due to the incredible amount of acclaimed, commercially successful, and influential games across all platforms at the time. If you don't believe Wikipedia, consider the following. 2004 saw the releases of Tony Hawk's Underground 2, Doom 3, Dragon Quest 8, Metal Gear Solid 3, Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green and Emerald, Half-Life 2, Halo 2, Fable, Far Cry, Killzone, Katamari Damacy, GTA San Andreas, and World of Warcraft. It was also the year that saw the launch of the Nintendo DS, one of the greatest handhelds of all time. The real kicker, though, 2004 was when the greatest gaming-centric web series ever launched. Pure Pwnage.
I am the Pwnage, bitches.
Pure Pwnage. To frame this time period for me even deeper, I was 17 at the time, and compared to 2025, it was like a totally different universe. I was in high school and living with my mom in Montana. I had a really tight-knit group of nerdy friends, and we spent our weekends gaming at each other's houses, mostly consisting of gathering around 32-inch CRT TVs, which were about the size of the front end of most cars. We drank Mountain Dew and ate pizza. When it was late and we were all exhausted, we'd pop in an anime VHS from Blockbuster, usually something like Serial Experiments Lane or Cowboy Bebop. We had a computer, but it was a giant tower from Gateway, you know, the cow company, and had a massive and loud white keyboard. And we were still using rollerball mice. A 100 gigabyte hard drive was considered to be pretty massive. DSL was the norm speed for internet, but many people still used 56K modems, and a select few found cable internet to be affordable. A lot of people still used AOL for their internet. Outside of physically hanging out, we used online messengers like AIM, MSN Messenger, and ICQ. MySpace, our top 8, and what music played when people saw our pages was the peak form of social media. It was just such a great time to be alive, and this show is just an extension of that. Speaking of 2004 culture, I'm going to preface this video by stating that it is a very realistic depiction of young people during this time. You'll hear some choice vocabulary and jokes you would not hear today in 2025. I am neither going to defend it, nor am I going to condemn it. I will have some scenes in this video that you will not like or find funny, but because of this, I'm making the decision not to remove or censor anything because it just was how it was. Fun fact, Pure Pwnage was originally released on their website through torrents as it predated YouTube. The crew never really adopted YouTube after its release because, as I understand it, it had really poor quality resolution restrictions, poor codec, and mono audio at the time. The premise was simple. A young filmmaker named Kyle was enrolled in film school and practices what he learns by recording his gamer brother Jeremy. Initially, it felt like a kind of low-budget documentary, but as the episodes continue and new characters are introduced, a story begins to develop, and eventually it becomes a lot more defined and traditional for a series. There's a wild amount of charm to the show, and especially at the beginning, it seems convincingly real but embellished. This show is totally 100% fake, though. In my opinion, the show feels super real because the reality is that basically everyone in the show is real-life friends, and there is a grain of truth to everything. At the time, Kyle was in college, but in a science-related field, not filmmaking. His name's also not Kyle. He got a new camera and was learning how to use it in a fun way. Jeremy was a comedian, also not named Jeremy, that was friends with Kyle. Both of them played a ton of online games, and in real life were actually hardcore gamers into the scene at that time. Another example is that FPS Doug was actually a really big fan and player of FPSs. So while the reality is we are just seeing a bunch of friends and college kids having a bunch of fun, there's an underlying emotion that you get as a viewer that leads to the authenticity of the show. Later, when we watch season 1 together, you'll see that become very clear though, as there's quite a bit of wildly unrealistic and obvious special effects that make it clear it's all just a show. Simplified to its basics, the show doesn't sound too incredible, but outside of the story, the emotions, and the soon-to-be memes, the characters are what truly shined, as they were very clearly passionate about portraying the current gaming culture in an entertaining way. Jeremy. While there are many, many great characters, the star of the show and center point is Jeremy, also known as the Ownerer. He wears a signature black bandana and always has a black shirt with a funny slogan on it, like his classic, "I own noobs," such as I am dressed in now. He starts off and mostly remains a goofy gamer stereotype, someone who these days would probably be referred to as chronically online. He proclaims loudly to everyone that he is the greatest gamer of all time, and there is nothing he doesn't completely own at. He often calls others, including his brother Kyle, noobs, and later we find out he is being trained to peak greatness by his master, known as the Masterer, Kyle. His brother Kyle would also be looked at as the main character, and honestly would be the main character if he wasn't always behind the camera. The show exists because of him, and he is always trying to find new ways to film shots, be creative, and in many parts of the series, he pushes Jeremy out of his comfort zone and calls him to the carpet when he's acting a complete fool. He's not always heard, but through his handheld style camera, he's always present in the series. There's not a lot else to say about his character in season 1, except that his deep fascination for filming and becoming a famous movie maker is always at the forefront, even if he does have a few moments of pure cringe because of it. Doug. Doug, better known as FPS Doug, is the first outside character introduced into the show, and while he's not the main character, he completely takes over any scene he's in the moment he opens his mouth. He's loud, eccentric, is incredibly energetic, and has some of the most memorable lines in the series' history. He's insanely obsessive with first-person shooters, but for most of the series, he plays Counter-Strike. He loves headshots and knifing, and in his mind, he often gets confused between what is reality and what is in-game. He's also the definition of the gamer rage trope, where if he ever loses, he will absolutely lose his mind and rage uncontrollably, often destroying objects near him. Probably has to do with his family life, which we find out later in season 1 is not so great. Dave. Dave isn't really introduced as much as he just starts existing pretty early on in the series. Dave is a fairly quiet Chinese dude who is great at cooking, and later is featured in an episode where we learn of his incredible power through a story in his past. He is also known to be amazing at Street Fighter. Most of the time in the first season, he is shown reacting to other characters, but his character is short-lived as he leaves the show before the season is over, which results in a pretty odd-feeling write-off. There's a bit of online fan theory about his departure, but I watched an interview with one of the show's creators, and like everything else, the reality is just a lot more boring. Dave had to travel, and he wasn't able to do the show for a while. The Masterer. Always dressed in a ninja outfit, which is questioned throughout the series, the Masterer is Jeremy's gaming mentor and is a leader who is building a sort of gamer army. He is mysterious and not often seen, though he is a central cog in the first season's story, from shortly after its beginning up to the last episode. He directs Jeremy on a series of tasks and missions, including an episode where, I shit you not, Jeremy goes to the Netherlands. He is legendary at games so much that he plays multiples at the same time. He also owns a training facility and has an apartment with a security guard. Anastasia. Anastasia becomes the love interest of Jeremy after Kyle's girlfriend insists on a double date together. She is alluded to being good at games, but in the series is basically only shown to be playing World of Warcraft. She is the reason Jeremy becomes addicted to World of Warcraft and plays a major role in the series despite the off-and-on status that she has with Jeremy. Despite being obsessive with WoW, she mostly seems to be fairly well adjusted compared to most of the group and is overall very kind and forgiving, despite having a few moments where she gets angry and immature, matching Jeremy's energy. Beyond season 1, there is a shorter sort of second season, an 8-episode TV series, and a movie. Additional characters were introduced in them. However, as this video is centric to season 1, this is all I'll address in this video. If the video does do well and seems to be well liked, I would like to make additional videos showcasing the other formats. With all that out of the way, let's watch the season together. Note the chapter markers in case you want to quit and come back, or you want to skip around episodes. Opening with one of gamer's most relatable moments, the show begins with filmmaker Kyle waking up his gamer brother Jeremy at midday.
Jeremy, we're doing the show today.
I want to do the show.
You said you'd do the show.
Dude, you're not Scorsese, man. You're just a noob.
Grumpy and wanting to sleep in, Jeremy starts off a soon-to-be series staple of ripping on Kyle. As Kyle uses Jeremy for practice, he interviews Jeremy, and we see a totally realistic explanation of the extreme challenges of being such a pro gamer, and Jeremy introduces himself.
It's a tough life sometimes, right? Like, you just gotta, like, you're always on the go, right? And, like, you know, some people, like, you know, they get up and they, like, go to work and stuff, right? But, you know, that's not very stressful, right? They just, like, go to a job. You know, I gotta make sure, you know, I'm still number one, right? I gotta practice, and, you know, it's just not easy sometimes, you know? You're up all night owning noobs, and then expect you to get up, you know?
One of my favorite highlights is when Jeremy shows off his computer, because if you were in your teens or even early college years, you'll immediately remember having a computer desk like this at some point. No fancy RGB, no gamer chairs, no double or triple widescreen monitors. No, this was a raw, messy reality of gamers in 2004.
This is my computer here. You know, it's pretty good. You know, I bought it myself and stuff. That's how I got it.
Jeremy also introduces another staple of the series, making ridiculous observations and comparisons about real life from the over-the-top perspective of someone who's chronically gaming.
Like on CNN, it's just like kind of like what the journalists like thought like happened, right? You watch like a replay, right? Like on CNC replays, and you know, that's what like really happened, right? You get the whole you know, like perspective and stuff.
Kyle and Jeremy head out IRL, and we get some funny glimpses at how absurd Jeremy is with scenes of him using his micro on an ATM.
I don't have like any money or nothing, but I just like to get my micro up, you know?
I'm not entirely sure what they were thinking, but for whatever reason, they go to a protest that's happening locally. Jeremy acts like a total fool. Weirdly, it adds to the realism of the show, but as the show continues, we'll see this is obviously not a show grounded in realism.
They're like, hey man, like China Imp's like way overpowered, like $1,000 AOs, man, like $1,000 AOs. It's totally ridiculous, right? That's what I'm talking about.
Afterwards, we see Jeremy checking out a girl and talking about his romance game.
Nice hottie walking her dog, you know? You know what I'm saying? She'd totally date me, man. Like, she knew like the skills I had, you know? She'd be all over me, right? I get that a lot though, you know? So I kind of like actually get anything, but if I'm like micro on like 3 fronts, right, then they're gonna know, right? I think I know how that translates, right?
I'll make note here that one thing you see as the show progresses is there's a lot of foreshadowing, where seemingly pointless details will be referenced later, become much bigger story points. Rewatching this series, I was actually really impressed at how well done some of these are for the type of show and skill level of the creators and cast. To have a well-rounded frame of who Jeremy is, this episode also addresses spirituality, obviously.
Like I'm like a smart guy, right? You know, sometimes people ask me, you know, like what's your religion and stuff, and I'm like, you know, it's like RTS, and they're like, what's that? And I'm like, you know, it's kind of like Buddhism. You know, some religions, they're all like get in there and like kill people, right? They're kind of like first-person shooters, right? They're just like about getting in there and killing people and stuff. And then there's some religions that are just like, you know, give us all your money and your time and stuff, right? So they're kind of like MMORPGs, you know, not much there, just like lots of money. And you know, I just think Buddhism, it's kind of like sit back and think a lot, right? So I'd say I'm a Buddhist. Yeah, I'm a Buddhist.
The episode ends with Jeremy signing off and getting back to work.
That's pretty much what I gotta say. Gotta get to work now and gotta start owning some noobs.
Episode 2, Girls. Big part of this episode are interviews with random girls. It has a few sort of funny moments, however, outside of social commentary, it doesn't play a larger part in the grand scheme of the season, so I'm basically going to skip over it and only address the parts with Jeremy. The important part of this episode is when Kyle drags Jeremy to a local bar at night with the purpose of picking up chicks. Cue scenes of Jeremy's epic strikeouts.
Oh, I saw that.
So like, hey girls, like, you guys see when I like own like Fox 333 with like over micro and stuff? Yeah, like own them up, like, so I got the micro. Yeah, I eat too, like sometimes.
Everyone does. It's a thing.
That's cool.
So this next clip is kind of long, but it is really, really important. In fact, it is the most important clip of this entire episode, and you'll see later in a later episode. So bear with it. Keep in mind, Jeremy's going to ramble a little bit, but it's a good clip, and that's basically this whole episode.
It's just like a little too bad Kyle didn't get like the one time that like totally succeeded and owned. Kyle went to the bathroom like for like a minute, and this one girl came up and she's all like, hey, like I heard you telling those other girls that like you totally own like at games and stuff. And she's like, that's like real sexy, like I own too, but like I probably don't own as much as you, like cause I heard you own like lots and stuff. Tell me a story like about your life, like how much you own, tell me like a story. I'm like, I'm like good at that stuff. So I'm like, this one time, right, I'm playing and like, I'm playing this other GLA guy, right, and he's like, doesn't really know like what he's doing cause he's like, not me and stuff, and like so I got like 6 like rank 3 buggies, right? I'm like coming in at him like on his palace. I'm like his palace, right? His palace is like crumbling and his like palace blows up. Oh yeah, you're gonna report, yeah. And then he tries to snipe like one of my guys like German. So and then like my German snipes his German, now he's got like no German, like no palace to rebuild it. And also my Scottish German's like like the Scotch storm, right? Oh, I know you want those right there. Oh, I'm gonna give it to you. So, oh, you want those things? I know you. Oh, turn around. Oh, you want that too? Oh, you like that way too? And the dude like quits like on the spot because like I just gave him like so much ownage and stuff, right? And then so she's all like, wow, that's like the coolest story I like ever heard and stuff. And then she like, like kiss me and stuff like that because like she thought I owned so much. Then she's like, I gotta go like real quick. And just as she left like Kyle, he came out of the bathroom, so like he like missed it like with the camera. So don't have like a replay, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Jeremy. Sure.
Episode 3, FPS Doug. The episode starts off with Jeremy rambling about how Germanic people love the show and how Kyle is dumb for liking movies about taxi driving.
They're probably, at least smart enough to know what a good show is. Not like Kyle. Kyle like watches like these movies all the time. He's like driving taxis and stuff and like raging cows, and he's always like Scorsese and stuff, and he's like, sit down and watch with me, Jeremy.
He announces they are going to meet with some Germanic people to translate a message to their fans in Germany.
Me and Kyle know these guys we're gonna go see. They're from like Europe or whatever. I don't speak like Germanic or like Hollandaise, I guess. And so we're gonna get these guys to maybe translate a message for me.
They meet a guy named Miro who works with lasers and stuff.
This is my friend Mirko, who like speaks like Germanic, and so he like works with like lasers and stuff. Lots of games like use lasers to like blow stuff up, and that's real cool because you see lots of lasers in good video games that aren't like about orcs and stuff. And like he tells me, he's building like laser guns. They're gonna totally blow up the earth and stuff. And he says I'll totally get to use them because I got like the micro, and they're gonna need people with micro to control them.
They film the message where Jeremy talks and Miro translates afterwards for the Germanic people.
Hello, German noobs.
Hallo, deutsche Noobs.
I like own all you noobs.
Alle ihr Noobs gehören mir.
And like I found that typically German people are like totally suck at like most games.
Ich denke, das ist ein Arschloch.
He does the same for the Hollandaise people too, with a different translator.
So like, hello Hollandish noobs.
Hallo Nederlandse noobs.
I like own like all of you like hard.
Ik versla jullie allemaal met de meest grote gemakzucht.
And like, I hope like the weather's like good in Holland.
After the intro, Jeremy talks about his dislike for game companies at the time, and while some of what he says is true, some of his takes age like fine milk since the release of the episode.
Got some kind of bad news like came out recently that like EA, who like makes like 0 Hour, which is like, it's like the best game out there. Apparently they're not gonna support the game anymore. Patch 1.2, that's like it. There's like no 1.3. China Inf can't stay like that for like ever, you know, in USA Air. Like it's might as well be China Inf versus USA Air hour. Warcraft, it's like the gay and stuff. Like don't get me wrong, like orcs and stuff, like, you know, and like bows and arrows and dragons and some magic and stuff is pretty much for like guys that like, you know, never gonna have sex and stuff. I have to respect Blizzard because like at least they care somewhat, you know.
After a long conversation about his balls,
they just sucked my balls. Like I got this one ball here, E like sucks like this ball here, and then the A sucks my other ball here. So the E and the A are just sucking both my balls.
He sees FPS Doug in the distance.
Huh. Is that Doug?
Jeremy watches Doug act out gaming scenes in real life as he talks about Doug and their childhood together.
When we were like younger, we were like kind of like little noobs together, you know, and we'd kind of just noob out, like playing with toys and stuff, right? And you know, then we got into like video games and stuff. Like we play like Nintendo, and then later like some Sega and stuff.
Kyle interviews Doug. You find out about their falling out due to Jeremy liking RTS and Doug liking FPS.
Yeah, I guess you could say I only use FPS style, which is pretty much why me and Jeremy don't get along no more. One day I brought home Doom.
And so Doug, yeah, I tried to get Doug into like RTS once. I played some like Red Alert 2 with him, and I like, you know, I like killed him in like 30 seconds with like a Mirage tank, right?
So I owned him at Doom, and he was like, fag, and I'm like, noob, and then he just left.
And he's like, fag, and I'm like, gay and stuff. And then he doesn't like RTS like anymore.
We learn that sometimes things never change.
You're like one Ranger army like coming at me, and I'm like, Scottstorm! Boom! Boom! Boom!
Okay, Mr. Botanical Tank with no balls, that's all I gotta say.
No
it's like, Botanical Tank, let me see, no balls, no balls!
I need to go over there and show you some balls, man.
Overall, it's a super short video at about 12 minutes, but it is the introduction to one of the most beloved characters on the show, so there's that. Episode 4, Own or Be Owned. After an extended opening in Command & Conquer, the episode starts off with Dave outside of Jeremy's room, where we hear what sounds to be a total meltdown behind the door.
Hey, I spilled Fritos!
Dave, what's going on?
He lost to a noob.
Dark days are upon the crew as Jeremy has lost to a noob. And the next day we see Kyle seeing how Jeremy is doing. He's not doing well as Jeremy is devastated and reeling from his loss.
You don't know stuff I own. I own noobs. These noobs own me, you know? What am I?
Kyle suggests that Jeremy see the Masterer.
You know, try to help them out, show them how much I own, you know? Then they just laugh, you know? They're all laughing and think I'm a joke, you know?
Jeremy, I think you need to go see the Masterer.
As they are walking off to his place, a crazy lady yelling to get paid for a $20 interview gives chase, which...
Jeremy, don't look.
is nice because it pushes the episode along.
Jeremy, how far is this place?
You know, it's like just up here and stuff.
Are you sure this is the way?
Yeah, this is the way.
They pass a guard at the bottom of some stairs who allows them both through, but we clearly see a no noob sign on the door, so Kyle has to stay behind going forward.
I'm gonna have to like wait here.
What am I supposed to do?
Do whatever noobs do.
Jeremy enters alone, and for the first time, we get to see the Masterer in the flesh, or at least in his ninja outfit, and he's playing what appears to be 4 games at once. So while he's beating all the records, he starts chastising Jeremy for coming to see him, because Jeremy wasn't summoned by him.
You are aware that I will contact you when I feel you are ready for the next level of training.
Well, you know, I know that, right?
Why have you come here?
Jeremy explains he wants extra training, and that doesn't work in his favor.
Well, you know, I just thought I'd come here and maybe we'd talk about strats and stuff. Maybe, you know, I'd get some extra training. And that would be cool and stuff, you know?
What is the point of discussing strats that are clearly beyond your comprehension? Do you mean to imply that you are my strategic equal?
No.
Have you forgotten that I beat both Gary Kasparov and Deep Blue with nothing more than a row of pawns and a single bishop?
Jeremy eventually is forced to reveal the true reason he came to see the Masterer.
Tell me truthfully why you have come here.
You know, I lost to a noob.
Fun fact, the games shown were real top speedruns for the 4 games at the time, alluding to the fact that the Masterer was the record holder and achieved all 4 at the same time. Surprisingly, the Masterer states that Jeremy has actually reached a point of understanding where he can now go to the next stage of training from him.
What you have come to realize is that even when one is pro, under certain circumstances one can be a noob. You are now ready for the next level of training.
Jeremy learns that he must not just be good at one game, but instead all games.
If one wants to truly own, one must own in all games. Come.
And with that, we get to the stereotypical training montage. I absolutely love this scene that follows as we see Jeremy trying to eat some white rice with an NES controller while being berated by the Masterer.
If you eat like a noob, you will be owned like a noob. Pick up the controller.
Jeremy's training continues until eventually the Masterer attacks him, which honestly might be the most ridiculous thing we see in the entire series. In a scene ripped from the OG Star Wars, we see Jeremy come out ahead against his master, and as he approaches his downed opponent, Jeremy pulls his mask away from his face to make a shocking reveal. Turns out Jeremy was just sleeping on the floor outside of the Master's room, and Kyle wakes him up while noticing Jeremy's shirt has changed.
Jeremy, what are you doing?
What? Sleeping.
You're sleeping in the hall. It must be like the most uncomfortable sleep. What happened to your shirt?
Jeremy then runs off saying he has something to do, and with that, the episode ends with us getting the series' greatest song ever, and then Jeremy going to a game store.
Instead of my fingers, I'll use my toes. I'll still play way better than you. That's what I'll do.
I'd like to buy Half-Life 2.
Episode 5, Mates. Kyle shows off this super artsy-fartsy short film he's really excited about, but Jeremy being Jeremy, he just finds it funny.
What?
That was pretty good, Kyle.
Later, Jeremy gets interviewed, and he just can't help himself by taking shots at Kyle's passion, which he doesn't at all understand pisses Kyle off severely.
Some people, like Kyle, you know, for a good example, he's all in film school and stuff, but he's never gonna be good at filming stuff because he's a total noob, right? I knew that since we were little noobs and stuff. And so, you know, Kyle can go to film school and he could probably make movies that are maybe kind of funny, but they're never gonna own like Jay and Silent Bob.
Jeremy, I'm gonna make movies and they're gonna own.
As a result, Kyle hard nopes out of the show, and Jeremy thinks he can just jack Kyle's camera and do it himself because he owns it everything.
Hello, welcome to my show. Kyle, he's not with the show anymore. He doesn't want to do it anymore because he's mad about something or something. And so this is my new show, and I figure we don't need him anyways. Like, how hard is it really to point and shoot a camera, right? It's like, doesn't take any skills. This is the new show now, and the whole show I'm just gonna show myself like owning people, right? Because I know that's what you want to see. So here it is, you know. It's like the moment you guys have all been waiting for. I'm gonna own some noobs like for you for like an hour. Come on, let's go.
Thankfully for us, just as he's starting to record what will likely be the crappiest video ever, Kyle bursts in and snatches his camera back with a few choice words to Jeremy.
Jimmy, what are you doing? Wait, man, I'm like making the show, you know?
It's my camera. You have no respect for other people's property. Don't ever touch my camera.
Show, Kyle. It's my show, Kyle.
My camera. It's your computer. It's my camera, okay?
Kyle decides he doesn't need Jeremy either, and he runs off to Doug's house to main character him instead. This, of course, led to some of the greatest lines in history, which at the time were wildly memed.
Boom, headshot! Boom, headshot! I can dance all day! I can dance all day! Try to hit me! Try to hit me! Come on! So, like, this is my PC here. It owns. It owns! So, yeah, I like FPSs. What can I say? There's nothing like the rush of hunting people down and killing them. I mean, my heart's beating, my hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting, and I'm still getting the headshots. It's like, boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot. You wanna go for a jog, man? We can go for a jog.
Okay, but what are you doing with a knife?
What do you mean? I run faster with a knife. Everyone runs faster with a knife.
I even have multiple sprays on Counter-Strike that I created which featured these lines. They're just too good. Honestly, even my Steam for like a wild number of years, my name in Counter-Strike and everything else was everyone runs faster with a knife. One word. Things don't work out so hot though as Kyle learns quickly about Dave's caveman rage.
Ah! Fucking lag, you piece of shit! Oh yeah, I can suck back your head for 5 goddamn minutes, you on top, eh? You like that? What fucking drop now? Motherfucker! Goddamn lag! Oh yeah, you fucking like that? You motherfucker! Fucking goddamn lag! Oh fuck!
Kyle runs off in fear and has no idea what the fuck he's gonna do now. He walks around mopily, missing his brother, only to find Jeremy doing the same on the front porch.
You know, it's just not the same, like, without you filming me doing it, you know? Like, it seems like if the only people that know how much I own are the noobs getting owned, then it's not as much fun as when you film me and show everyone, like, how much I own. Because, like, your films, like, they aren't that bad, Kyle, you know? Like, you're not a total noob. Like, I didn't really mean that, you know? Like, you got some skills, and you know, if you keep training and stuff, like, you know, I think maybe one day you could be, like, a pro, like, at your film stuff.
You really think so?
Yeah, I think so, Kyle.
Kyle gets back to recording, and Jeremy continues his hunt for someone who isn't a noob. It hasn't been a great run so far, but lo and behold, he finally does it. After finding him, the two walk off to a fat beat to end the episode out with some class.
He's no noob, Kyle.
Hey.
What's up?
I need to, like, talk to you for a second.
Sure, let's go.
Episode 6, I'm upon you of Azeroth. This episode begins with Jeremy facing the music. Jeremy's immediately in a dark place as he admits his PC was taken away by his parents because they think he's wasting his time and not just achieving in life.
And so apparently, you know, some people think that that's like good enough reason to, you know, take your computer away. And it's just not fair sometimes, you know, you just feel like you own so much and then nobody appreciates it anyways, you know, like just a bunch of noobs. They think that maybe if they take like your computer away, you're gonna like start accomplishing like more stuff, like somehow better than 50-0 on Aztec.
Jeremy wants to go to Dave's to use his PC, but Kyle convinces him instead to go out and meet a girl who is friends with Kyle's girlfriend. Jeremy's interest is slightly piqued when he finds out she plays games, but when told she's good at every game she plays, Jeremy scoffs.
Anastasia's gonna be there, man. She wants to meet you.
So who's that? Like, care about some girl wants to
She
meet
plays
you,
games
whatever.
too, apparently.
Yeah?
Yeah, Allison says that she's pretty good at whatever game she
Yeah,
plays.
sure,
I don't
she's
know.
like real awesome.
After arriving at the bar, Jeremy notices a young lady at another seat with Kyle's girlfriend, and he realizes that this girl is the same one he met when failing to pick up women earlier.
You know, there's like the girl, like went to the bathroom, like the girl came up, like told me I own, like a toy succeed, like the one time, like the girl kissed me, Kyle. That's her, Kyle.
Jeremy panics and goes to leave to play games, but Kyle insists he must at least say hi to her before he goes. As they awkwardly try to talk while sitting as far away from each other as possible, they both order the same drink, balls. One of my all-time favorite drinks that is way harder to find than it should be. A classic of the era. With a name like Balls, though, we definitely get some funny dialogue.
So you like balls? No, like I didn't. No, I don't mean like. No.
Kyle's girlfriend and Jeremy leave to use the restroom, and while alone with Anastasia, Kyle reveals how cringy he is about his passion for film by reciting a really aggressive line from the movie Goodfellas, which she doesn't understand.
You're funny.
What do you mean I'm funny?
I just mean that was kind of a
Like how am I funny?
I was
Like funny like a clown? Like clown funny? Like I'm here to amuse you? Is that how I'm funny? You said it. You tell me how I'm funny. What is so fucking funny about me?
And as a result, she leaves her contact information for Jeremy, and she runs out of the building ASAP.
Where are you going?
Jeremy looks at the contact info and finds out that it's basically how to find her in World of Warcraft. Jeremy gets a copy of World of Warcraft to meet Anastasia and finds very quickly that WoW is a lot different than his normal RTS games.
Maybe like in a year I get to play something. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Is that guy an orc or? Check out the skills here, Kyle. You got close up on the skills. Watch these skills, Kyle. Watch the skills. Oh, Kyle. Lol. Lol.
As many did at the time, myself included, Jeremy became one of many to lose himself to the addiction of World of Warcraft.
Jeremy, you should turn this off.
Yeah, totally. Like, it's a waste of my time, you know. But just one sec. Like, I'm just gonna kill like a couple more of these things. Like, here, hold on. Like, 1 sec.
You gotta go. Can you log out or what?
Kyle, I'm busy, Kyle. Can't you see? Like, I'm tanking like 2 mobs at the same time. Like, trying to keep myself healed. Like, you think this is easy? Like, come on. Like, give me a break here.
Okay, so how much longer are you gonna play?
Kyle, I don't know. Like, when I'm done, you know? Like,
a music video plays for World of Warcraft is a feeling, a song that may not be quite as funny as it was at the time, but nostalgically really holds up.
World of Warcraft is a feeling. Who needs a social life?
The song ends in the most OO's experience ever as Jeremy is caught trying to kiss his monitor while playing with Anastasia.
You're the greatest game, the best game I've ever.
Jeremy, what are you doing?
oh, Kyle. No, Kyle, come on. I was just cleaning my monitor like a bit. Like, it was a bit.
Kyle asks him to return home, and Jeremy states he is instead going to live inside the game.
Well, actually, I came here to tell you that Mom wants you to come home.
I'm not gonna come home, Kyle. Like, I got a new place to live. I'm gonna live in Azeroth. Like, at the inn. Like, in Iron.
How do you live in a game? I don't understand.
Jeremy falls into the rabbit hole of MMO addiction and is found collapsed on the floor of Dave's house.
Jeremy? Jeremy? Jeremy!
Holy shit.
Jeremy! Dave, call an ambulance now! Call an ambulance! Jeremy! Jeremy!
He's rushed to the Center for Addiction and Mental Health, which is where the episode ends. Episode 7, MMO Girl. This episode starts with Jeremy in the mental institution as he tries to explain how he is a priest and he doesn't need to eat, referring to his main WoW character.
Priests don't need to eat, okay? Like, I mean, maybe if I'm like totally out of mana, like, then I'll drink like something. But, you know, typically like my regen is so good because I'm a high spirit that, you know, basically I'm always full anyways, so.
So, you're saying that you're a priest?
Anastasia comes into his bedside and worries over him.
Jeremy, are you ever gonna wake up? happened to you? Is this how it's gonna be? Are you ever gonna get better?
Anastasia talks with him, and the two have these weird experiences which they're seen in different places, including in-game.
Taji, we've been here for like 2 hours. Like, are you gonna order or what?
Taji, I love it when you call me that.
Just saying, he's waiting. We gotta get something.
What happened to you? How did you get like this?
Jeremy basically reveals that as the owner, he is compelled to own. But in World of Warcraft, it doesn't allow him to because of the type of game it is, which is causing him deep distress.
I had to own the game. I own noobs. Like, it's what I do. You know, I have to play every minute of every day to completely own an MMO, you know? Like, what, are you surprised and stuff? Like, you didn't see this coming?
Anastasia tells him that there's more to gaming than just owning, and gaming should be about fun and meeting friends too. Very important lesson that nobody gets when they're in their teens.
Jeremy, games are about fun. Don't you have fun playing the games? I mean, don't you have fun playing with me? You get to meet people and chat with them. Like, didn't you have fun making those friends? How many friends do you make in 0 Hour? How many friends do you have?
If I'm making friends, I have lots of friends. Got Dave.
She also mentions that if Jeremy makes it through this, he can't ever play WoW again.
If you ever get out of this, you can't come back. You can't ever play WoW again.
How am I gonna see you then?
I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't see each other anymore.
Jeremy disagrees, and she tells him that she's starting to realize how different they are.
I'm starting to realize that we're very different.
Taji, are you gonna leave?
Do you want me to stay?
She begins to break up with Jeremy, but gives him an opportunity to say he wants her to stay. Jeremy falls into a weird nightmare scenario and then wakes up as FPS Doug enters the room. Doug and Jeremy have an absurd talk about how they need to have each other's back by using references from their favorite games.
Doug,
Jeremy,
about the whole like RTS.
No man, like I just want to say something, okay? Like I was playing some CS the other day and I heard about what happened, you know, and like when a clanmate gets fragged in RL, it really makes you put things in perspective. And I mean, like sometimes giving that cover fire is just way more important than getting the headshot.
Yeah, you know, like if you're sending your tanks in, right, you don't have any air support. Like, what's gonna take out the Tommies in the back, right? You know,
man.
What really matters is that you got a bro, you know, that's gonna be there and kind of watch your back, you know.
The episode almost ends with a barbecue as the group of friends hangs out and chats with each other. Then a final random scene closes the episode as we see a mysterious character making his way to a computer where he types a message that the owner has returned and to send for Death Striker 6666.
What kind of games do you play?
My camera. You have no respect for other people's property. My shortcut.
Episode 8, Lanageddon. Jeremy is building an army and asks FPS Doug to join. Doug, of course, thinks he's the first one to be asked, however, Jeremy reveals otherwise to the camera.
So the other day, Jeremy's telling me about this gamer army he's putting together. So I mean, obviously, who's the first person he's gonna ask?
First I asked Denwell, and then I asked Scree, and then I asked Kashmir Z. But he said something about his mom. So I asked NTAC. He said he's in for sure, but like his family's on vacation. And then I asked, Kazai, but he said he's too busy running his guild or something. And I talked to Alex, but he hasn't got back to me. So, I think I might ask Doug.
Jeremy and Doug head to the arcade to own some noobs, but on the way back, someone on the street they pass gets a phone call and asks for people around them if anyone is the owner. Jeremy takes the phone and has what appears to be a disturbing phone call, but says no more on the issue.
Guys, it's so unfair.
Guys, that wasn't funny at all.
No,
That's kind of creepy. Have you ever heard
again.
of that?
Let's just go. Let's go quick.
What the?
I don't want to go.
Whoops.
Is there an owner around?
What?
Owner?
Hello?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't hear it. Yeah, he's right here. We are. No.
Jeremy and Doug next head to a LAN cafe, and we see Jeremy hilariously trying to teach Doug how to play an RTS game, and he tells Doug there's more keys than wads.
Okay, Jeremy, I want to shoot this guy in the head. Like, what key is it?
Well, Doug, you gotta hit like L.
L.
There's more keys than just like W, A, S, and D. Like seriously, yeah. There's like 100 more.
Why do they confuse you, man?
Jeremy then expresses he is concerned about an event coming soon called LANageddon, but he doesn't feel prepared as he took a month off of RTS for WoW, and he thinks he's lost all of his skills.
What's going on, man?
It's just like I'm noobified, man. I play WoW for a month and look what happens. Like, it's like I gotta learn how to walk again. Is this a keyboard? I don't know. Is that a mouse, Doug? Like, tell me. LANageddon is like a week away, Doug.
To make up for it, the two school each other at games. Doug teaches Jeremy FPS, and Jeremy teaches Doug RTS. The two then go to LANageddon, followed by the mysterious man from the end of the last episode.
Alright, let's let the ownage begin.
They walk around to check out the noobs, and after clowning around, the tournament begins. CS tournament is first, and Jeremy does all right. But then the real match begins when it's announced that FPS Doug will go against everyone.
I've just been informed that Sheepu will be FPS Doug versus everyone.
He wins by a landslide. After the match, the mysterious guy shows up to Jeremy and talks some smack, saying that Jeremy is just an owner of noobs.
Who's this guy? Dude, that's Jeremy.
That's the owner, man.
The owner of noobs.
Doug shows up and he clowns on Doug too, even leaving by giving him a headshot.
Jeremy, dude, you gotta check to see what this guy's playing over there. FPS Doug.
Hey.
I'll be seeing you in semifinal. Dude, that guy just headshot me?
No idea, Doug. Some noob thinks he's like motherfucking Neo or some shit.
The two are baffled at how seemingly stupid the guy is. In a montage of CS mayhem, it's revealed that this guy is Death Striker 6666.
It's not much of a noob, Doug.
And after he wins a ton of matches, it's time for the semifinals, where Death Striker goes toe-to-toe with Doug.
Doug, you okay?
Boom! Headshot FPS, Doug!
It sadly ends with Doug losing by a headshot and Death Striker laughing like a psycho. Make it worse, someone runs up to tell Doug his PC is completely destroyed, which is sadly the same PC Jeremy was needing to play.
Doug, your computer's fucked, man. Like, fucked royally. It's unbelievable. I've never seen a computer so fucked.
My PC? What am I gonna play him on, Doug?
Death Striker comes up and taunts them and tells Jeremy he needs to forfeit.
Oh, what's the matter, Doug? Can't play on that piece of melted cheese of a computer you got over there? Oh, and the owner. What happened to your computer? Did your mommy come and take it away from you? Looks like you might just have to forfeit.
Behind the scenes, we see the Masterer ordering a PC to be express shipped to Jeremy. Weird Oompa Loompa style scene shows a bunch of dudes building the PC. The PC is delivered, and we see the start of a showdown between Jeremy and Death Striker 6666. To truly punk Death Striker, Jeremy wins by running up on him and knifes him to win the match. The episode ends with Jeremy and Doug walking off with their heads held high. Episode 9, The Story of Dave. The episode starts with some war gameplay, and Doug is watching his teammates die around him, while being asked to say, "Boom, headshot," before they die.
Harris! How bad is it? I don't know what to say, Harris. You're pretty messed up, man. Doug, I need you to do something for me. What is it? You want me to take a letter back to Susan? No. What? Don't tell me you got a watch up your ass. What? Man, no, Doug, I just wanted to know if you just say it for me one last time. Lame. I know how much you hate it when people ask, but just one last time, please.
Boom, headshot. Gotta go!
The scene ends when the Master appears, hands Doug a note, and tells him there's a man Doug needs to meet to become a better player.
FPS Doug.
What the hell? Hacks! Oh my god, hacks! Hacks!
Are you quite finished? There's a man I'd like you to meet. He will help further your training. When you wake up, follow these instructions. And Doug, before you go, can you say something for me?
It cuts to Dave's house where Jeremy is mad at him for not making breakfast. He's also mad that Kyle wanted to make the episode today about Dave.
Might not be as super uber awesome pro like as I normally am, because apparently if you don't get to Dave's house early enough, you don't get breakfast. And it's not fair. Like, so I woke up at 4 p.m. How am I supposed to get here by noon if I got up at 4? You knew it, and I'm gonna be super nice. But then I get hit with this, no breakfast, no show about me. So, I'm just gonna say sorry, guys. I'm gonna, I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna let Kyle do his thing. You guys have fun.
Jeremy storms off, and we get Dave, who doesn't have any idea of what to say.
All right. Well. There's nothing to say.
Cutting back to Doug, we see him cross town and meet a weird guy in an apartment doing what appears to be buying guns. However, it's revealed to be even weirder than that.
Well, actually, my dad gave me a Walther P when I was like 7, man. $2 a gun shop.
Owns a gun shop. Classic. You get this at your dad's gun shop? Have a look at this gun here, huh? Look at that. Modded adjustable collimating lens. Great starter. What do you think?
Doug is shown a premium weapon in the set and wildly proves he is able to take control of the power of this weapon. It cuts off to Doug reenacting out being a tough guy in the mirror with his gun.
I'm standing here. It's your move. Better get your hacks on, because it's your move. Huh?
Another cut switches gears to Jeremy and Dave walking down the street at night when Jeremy runs into Anastasia. He's initially excited to see her, but that quickly changes as a man steps out from behind her and puts his arm on her shoulder.
Just like boom, 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 shooting up all these guys like my crazy micro. Tachi.
Hey,
how's it going? Remember last time you didn't do it and you wished you'd done it both sides and you didn't. All right, I gotta go. Who's this?
The two get very male, peacocky with each other, and they begin to fight until Anastasia breaks them up and leaves with her boyfriend.
You know what? You remind me of those little geeks I used to beat the shit out of in high school.
You remind me of gay.
Of gay?
Yeah. Who is this noob, Taji? Can't believe you hang out with noobs like this guy. Yeah, nice skills, buddy.
A noob.
You know what micro is? It's
I'll
not
show
what's
you
in your
skills.
pants, man.
I don't even understand what the hell this guy's talking about.
Yeah, and I'm gonna own you.
Own you?
Come on.
Yeah,
own you? You
right
think
now.
you're rich
Yeah.
now, man? You know how much this fucking
Jerry,
jack
stop
costs?
it. Stop
You know
it.
what?
Would you just leave us alone?
Oh, you wanna be with this guy? All right. Later, Anastasia.
See you on the internet.
Jeremy.
Things escalate as they walk away, only to run into a group carrying gaming peripherals who attack them in the street. As Jeremy makes his first attack, many more enemies come out from every angle towards them. As the group is getting creamed by the assailants, close-up shots of Dave are shown where he appears to be burning with anger. The scene cuts to Shanxi, northern China in 1998, a name of which I am probably not saying correctly at all. It is there that we see Dave, not as a master chef, but as a Street Fighter prodigy, kicking the butts of his friends in the game and gloating.
你说说你上次赢的时候是哪个皇上坐龙椅？
来来来，我们来考真功夫。我的 Tetris 最高分是367896。你呢?
That doesn't last long, though, as the other players get angry with him for being so good, and one attacks him with energy power outside the game.
没想到你做这种下流的事，游戏恩怨游戏了。
Dave refuses to fight back and is pummeled outside until he is knocked out.
你辱没了我们先师的英名。
他也不知道我的真厉害。
He wakes up only to find that his sisters have been knocked down by the other players, and in a fit of rage, he screams as he lets out a super blast, knocking the two bullies down, and they run away as they get up. Dave rushes to his sisters to find out they are dead, presumably. In his sorrow, he burns his Super Nintendo in a fire, and he vows to never play video games ever again. The scene cuts back to modern time, and Dave grabs a keyboard being bashed against him, and he lets out a massive energy blast, knocking the group away from him and his friends. Tides have turned in the battle now, and the group hilariously fight each other using gestures and gaming peripherals. Final showdown happens between Jeremy and a man wearing a power glove, but as expected, Jeremy prevails. Next, Jeremy goes to the Masterer to report the battle and is scolded for using his powers in public.
You know, we kind of own him up, you know.
You used your micro in public?
Well, yeah, I mean, there was like 10 of them. There's like 15.
Masterer then commands Jeremy to find Alex, who I guess has been missing. Alex is apparently the random guy they showed Jeremy find at the end of an earlier episode, who's identified as not being a noob, I think. He meets Alex at his workplace, and Alex reveals to Jeremy that he no longer wants to be a pro gamer and that he quits.
Playing games isn't exactly the best way I've got to spend my time right now. I got to finish my degree at school. I have a girlfriend now. I'm going to go traveling. I work.
You don't want to play games?
Look, I don't really want to do that pro gamer thing anymore. Just tell the master I don't want to go to his training program anymore. I just quit. And to tell you the truth, the master kind of creeps me out. Why the hell does he dress like a ninja? Why the hell does he dress like that?
The episode ends with Jeremy trying to figure out what else there could be in the world instead of playing games, a topic that wildly confuses him.
Kind of makes you think, Kyle, you know, like, is there more stuff out there than games? You know, am I missing out on stuff that's fun? Because I play like the most fun games, you know, and just a lot to think about.
He goes to Dave's apartment to find a letter from Dave stating he is returning to China and can no longer be on the show anymore.
Dear Jeremy and Kyle,
I'm sorry that I'm not here, but I had to leave. I've been thinking about the mistakes I've made that causes me unhappiness. And I realized that there's something I have to take care of before I will ever be happy. I'm going back to China. I'm sorry I can't be in your internet show anymore. Dawei.
Episode 10, The Best Day. Jeremy starts off by reading his emails and has one of the most non-2025 jokes ever that I can't even with because it's hilarious.
Kyle, check me screws, Jeremy. Don't check, it's wasting my time, Kyle. Same thing every time. You're playing games or something. Sup, dude? Just want to let you know that you ain't shit. I could own you any day. It's some game no one plays. Join my clan server at some place I'm not gonna go, and we'll see who the real owner is. Oh, what do you say about that? Well, Mr. Original 50 Cent Do-Rag 2-pack Wigger for life from LA. That's a big surprise. Alright, Wigger. You are a fag. Send. There you go. Dear Jeremy, I noticed that in the show you pronounce own as own, but my friends and I say pwn. What gives? Well, Jeff J, I'll tell you what gives. Jeff, you are a fag. Well, dear Jeremy, I think I like boys more than girls, but I'm afraid of... No. Oh. I think I like boys more than girls. But I'm afraid that people making fun of me if I express how I really feel. What should I do? Oh, Sean. Oh, Sean, the banker busy. I'll tell you, Sean. Dear Sean, you. Oh, you. You see, Sean, everyone is different, you know. And as a gamer, I've experienced a lot of prejudices, and what really matters is that, you stay true to who you are, and basically, like, anyone that makes, fun of you for that is a total, no, wait, that's, what I'm trying to say, that's coming out wrong. Dear Sean, you are a fag.
Next up, we have Kyle waking up Jeremy in bed, and the two are arguing because Jeremy thinks Kyle is making him work too much.
I was sleeping, Kyle.
I know you're sleeping, but
okay, Kyle, when's the last time I went in your room and woke you up? When's the last time?
When was the last time you got up before me?
Well, I mean, I just got up before you did tomorrow.
Jeremy reveals that Kyle and him have moved out on their own because their mom wanted rent. A real relatable event in life, honestly.
My nose, I'm in a new place. It's me and Kyle moved out. Because my mom tried to come in with all this kind of like, you're not going to school, you just play games all day, so I'm going to charge you rent.
Jeremy is basically living in shambles, though, with a mattress on the floor and his computer sitting on a box. He then goes on a rant about how he can't play games on his new low-budget computer, so he looks up how games suck now.
I hate to say it, but I think there's a serious problem with a lot of new games coming out in that they, they suck.
He thinks it's because all the devs are playing World of Warcraft and not working on their own games. This leads him to make a next new big plan.
So I decided, I'm gonna make my own game because I'm so pro and I know pretty much everything there is to know about games. And so, I'm just been kind of making this list of stuff. I've been writing that up and kind of been writing emails to like a lot of game studios and stuff saying, hey, like, why don't you make my game? Because it's so good, like me, and everyone want to play it, but they haven't written back like yet.
After that good old rant, it's time that he make breakfast on his own, which honestly goes about exactly as you'd expect. With the morning over, he heads over to what I think is a computer cafe, but to make his day worse, it turns out to be closed for renovations and moving.
Oh my God, Kyle. Kyle, the whole world is against me, Kyle.
Then they go to Maggie's Diner and they get a good meal. Turns out Jeremy doesn't have a job, though, and he needs Kyle to pay, which leads Kyle to get mad at him for not being able to keep a job.
Yeah, maybe you could,
Maybe you could get a job and stick with it.
Kyle, come on. Jobs and me, it's kind of like oil and liquid, right? Like, they don't really mix very good.
His previous jobs have not worked out so well.
You can't hold down a job as a game tester. I honestly don't know what kind of job you're going to be able to get.
Kyle, that was not like to advertise it at all. Like, seriously, that was not my fault. Like, really. Take your pony to the next water station. Brush her hair. Okay. Your pony died because it wasn't pretty enough. Ah! Yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah. Okay, well, you're gonna want to open up your control panel. Your control panel.
You said so far it's probably a worm.
You don't know what your control panel is?
The different websites have different purposes. Some of them can be that.
Yeah, no, I'm still here.
Some websites.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about how much of a noob you are.
Jeremy then decides to sell his hair on eBay. And a really weird real-life fact about this, he did actually sell his hair on eBay. I always thought it was a joke for the show, but legitimately in real life, the actor Jarrett sold his hair on eBay about this time, and they did make good money off of it, I guess, which is crazy. It was in one of the interviews.
You know what? Someone did write the show a couple months ago asking for some of your hair.
Really? It's
kind of creepy. You know, we could sell that on eBay. Let's make an eBay auction. Some crazy fan will buy a lock of your hair for like $400 or something.
$400 for my hair, Kyle?
Yeah, I don't know.
Kyle, I grow that stuff back for free. I got hair everywhere.
Doug comes over to play GameCube next and gushes about how the house is so great. They end up dancing and singing a song when Anastasia comes into the room and creates an awkward moment.
That's what I'm talking about! That's what I'm talking about! I got some balls! Big the balls! Who's got the balls? I got the balls! Big the balls! The balls! Who's got big motherfucking balls?
My balls need sucking. My balls need some licking. My balls.
Anastasia honestly seems like she comes over to apologize to Jeremy for the last time she met with him, and she was with a guy. But in typical Jeremy fashion, he turns it into a fight, which is, again, kind of a real moment for how silly it is.
Yeah, I know what kind of guys I guess you like to hang out with now. I guess I learned something.
I didn't say I liked hanging out with them.
Yeah. No, you just get a group with them now. Well, I guess you probably group with lots of guys, you know. Maybe that's common with LoL players, huh? You like to group with lots of guys? Is that what you do?
Look, I can hang out with whoever I want to, whenever I want to, okay? Sometimes it's nice to go out, you know? Like, you don't want to do anything in RL.
I told you, bring your PC over if you want to go out.
No, out on a date. How do you expect to have a girlfriend if you never take her out on dates?
I don't need to go out on dates. I'm famous now. I get girls writing me all the time. Do you know how many girls would love to bring their PCs over here?
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Well, why don't you just go group with some fangirl?
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll group with a whole bunch of fans.
Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna get a really meaningful relationship from one of those girls, huh?
Well, better than this.
I get lots of emails from guys too, and you know what, maybe I'm gonna go reply to them and start having relationships with them too.
Yeah, you know what, maybe you should. You know, I got 4 words for you. GTFO.
The argument ends with Anastasia storming out of the apartment. Jeremy ends up going on MySpace to find girls as part of a music video.
We used to be so strong, get out of my space. We used to be so strong. Now the world's wrong, now the world's gone wrong.
After Kyle finds him on the floor, looking out the window, talking about how he's in so much pain. Very classic emo. If you were around then, you definitely remember this weird stuff. It was the whole thing.
Well, Jeremy, you're up.
Hey, Kyle.
What are you doing?
Just thinking about stuff, you know. Can't really sleep, so much pain, you know.
What'd you hurt yourself?
No, Kyle, just, you know, society, like, the whole world's in so much pain, you know.
Kyle makes him read an email they received that day from a fan.
Dear Jeremy, I love the show and I'm a huge fan. I watch all the eps over and over. You really own. Kyle owns too, but not as much as you. I want to thank you for helping me. Today was the best day of my life. I'm small, 5 feet. I'm in grade 10 and I get picked on a lot. There's this one guy, Ryan, who pushes me around all the time. Well, yesterday, because of you, I finally stood up to him. He came up to my locker in front of everyone and made fun of my pants. I told him he reminds me of gay. Everyone laughed, and then I called him a noob and he got real mad. Turns out he knows what a noob is. So I challenged him, right there. One by one we went through all our PSP games. I totally owned him, with everyone watching. Today, he was talking to me about it. Everyone was. Even girls, Jeremy. Turns out they don't care if a guy plays games. They only care that he owns. One girl even kissed me, Jeremy. So that's why I'm writing. Thank you so much. You've changed my life. And I know I'm not the only one. Please don't ever stop making the show.
Jeremy runs out of the apartment as Kyle chases him to an unknown location, which turns out to be Anastasia's.
Look, my guild's at Blackwing Lair right now. I'm taking nap. I gotta get back to it.
Just let him wind down.
I said you remind me of gay. Everything's okay now. 'Cause I'm with you.
The episode ends epically as the scene cuts to Jeremy robbing his PC back from his mom. And there's a story in one of the interviews that Jeff did, who plays Kyle, where he said that that was like a standing ovation when they showed the episode off in theaters. Episode 11, I Heart You in IRL. Jeremy and Anastasia are playing WoW in his apartment. Kyle interviews both of them about their relationship, which honestly has some really cute moments.
The thing about Jeremy is, okay, well, of course, he's got Uber Micro, he owns the games, but that he's so confident, you know? And he is so good with his hands.
Well, mostly, I guess, I'm just kind of looking forward to when she feels ready,
Ready for what?
Well, 1v1 means 0 hour.
Yeah, I can't imagine anything more intimate.
Jeremy is then seen playing the classics, and he gets real metaphysical about it.
I'm just running through some classics, right? Right now I'm playing Tiberian Sun. Well, lots of wise people, like they say. When you study history, you learn stuff about futures. And, when I'm thinking about my game, I'm thinking about learning all the stuff that history learned already, I'm just making sure, I know everything that I need to know about stuff.
He reveals he's basically sleep deprived, but he doesn't believe it, and he heads out on the streets where he talks about IRL and meets a fan.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Oh my god.
But when it does happen, I'm just gonna be like,
Jeremy from Pwnage. Oh my god, it's still you. Oh my god, it's Kyle. So are you guys filming? Is this for an episode?
She starts following him, and then even more fans start to crowd him. Jeremy freaks out and runs.
Crazy. So what are you guys up to? We're trying to go see Doug. Oh yeah, to get a flop. FPS Doug. Boom, headshot, right?
Do you guys want to come meet FPS Doug?
Sure. Yeah.
It'd be so cool. We could all hang.
Yeah, that's awesome. Headshot. Yeah. That's so awesome.
He gets mad at Kyle for making him famous.
It's all your fault, Kyle.
What's all my fault?
This is all your fault. Thanks a lot.
Are you getting mad at me for making you famous?
Yeah, I am. Because one day Kyle's for your film school class, and the next day I can't walk down the street without getting bugged by a bunch of noobs.
Well, yeah, the one time a month you leave the house, that might happen, sure.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle. Well, when's the last time a guy watched you pee?
What?
And then he meets up with Doug to eat.
What have you been up to lately besides trying to ditch noobs?
Well, I don't know. I've been hanging out with Taji mostly.
What, you gotta take her out on dates and stuff, or what?
No, man, no, nothing like that. She brought her PC over and we just kind of play games together. It's real cool.
The two talk about Jeremy and Anastasia, but Doug doesn't really seem to be into it as there's a fear of losing him to WoW.
She's a really nice girl, but I mean, if Jeremy's gonna be spending a lot of time with somebody, they really shouldn't be a WoW addict.
They end up at the park where the master calls and tells Jeremy he's going to the Netherlands.
Look, I'm sorry. Doug and I were just trying to show Kyle how much of it. What? No, I have a passport. You want me to go where?
The low quality completely goes away in the next scene, which is actually really, really wild. And we see some intelligence officer type people like CIA, FBI, it's never really explained, talking about the master's plans.
The Netherlands. Why the Netherlands?
We can't say for sure, but we do know that the master has high regard for several pro gamers from the region. We think he's sending his star pupil to meet someone, possibly for training. Given his currently limited assets, it makes sense.
Wildly, we next see Jeremy actually in Holland. I cannot make this up. This is an actual real thing that happened.
Kyle, this place is so cool.
They go to eat out, and Jeremy gets an attitude as he now has money from his hair, but he won't pay for Kyle. He's like this big celebrity status guy.
So you're gonna get me some lunch?
You got some money?
Jeremy, it's half my show. The hair money's half mine.
think it's all my hair though, Kyle. Tell you what, maybe I'll make the Kyle show when you sell your hair. How's that sound?
The two then get lost in the night driving to meet the guy the master told them to find. The lights go out and a mysterious figure challenges Jeremy.
Jeremy, we have no fucking idea where we're going. You have to turn back there. What?
Kyle?
Well, why don't you just try and start the car?
It won't start, Kyle.
What do you want to start?
It won't start, Kyle. What the fuck?
Jeremy wins, drives off. Then it snaps back to Jeremy in his hometown at the Master's lair. He chews him out, but receives some shockingly legit advice.
You know, I could have been killed. Kyle could have been killed.
That is correct.
Was it some kind of joke to you? You could have told me, you know? You could have said something. I could have been ready.
It's the decisions you make when you have no time to make them that define who you are.
He talks to Anastasia, hands the guy his wallet who forgot it.
Jeremy, this is not a game. This is RL.
RL is a game, Taj. That's the first thing he taught me. It's all about manipulating your environment. The whole world is. It's about winning. You know, like this girl there, she's studying for accounting 203, you know? This guy right here, he just left his wallet. Hey, man. Hey. You got your wallet. Nothing's getting by me. It's okay.
And again, a fan approaches him, which he gets frustrated with.
Excuse me, sorry to interrupt. You guys are from that show, right?
Yeah.
Awesome! Could I have an autograph, please?
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
She tries to tell him that one day he could get used to it. He reminisces about that, and he realizes maybe she's right.
You know, one of these days you're gonna get used to it, and you might even appreciate it too.
The episode ends with the two of them walking off down the road. The final episode, episode 12, Game Over, at least of season 1. After an epic 007 throwback opener, we see the guy who left his wallet at the end of the last episode talking with the Power Glove guy and Death Striker 6666.
So then I hear him yell, "Hey man!" So I turn around and I look at him and dude, he's staring at me, he's looking at me right in the eyes. And I'm like, shit, I am so busted here. You know what he says? He says, "Hey, you forgot your wallet."
They're doing the typical evil villain thing when a new character enters, likely the leader.
The Master was fighting in the 8-bit wars while you boys were still playing with your Atari 2600. His army is growing and he is a great teacher.
The henchmen ask if they should be looking for Jeremy, and the mysterious man says they won't need to, as they cheers their wine glasses.
To the owner, wherever he may be.
We then cut to Jeremy, who runs into some thugs. He pulls out his DS and enters a Tetris battle in the most early OO's way ever. You guys remember that?
noobs.
Jeremy wins and walks off. Cue music video spoofing 007 with the theme of owning. An absolutely beautiful scenario that kind of covers a few different styles of the classic James Bond openings.
I want to know, is it training? If you only knew how much you mean to me.
We start the actual episode with Jeremy announcing that this is the end of the first season and it's gonna be good.
And welcome to the season finale of Pure Pwnage Season 1. This episode is gonna be real exciting because Kyle tells me cliffhangers and all this fancy stuff happen at the end of seasons, right? So I expect there's probably gonna be big explosions, maybe me jumping off a bridge at one point. Gotta have some guy like yelling in slow-mo, like.
After his intro, he talks about how the Master is training him, but specifically his mind.
Master's got me kind of reading these books about like stress and stuff. It's just like reading forums, except longer.
Doug comes out to the balcony and joins Jeremy and expresses that he was banned for hacks when it was just skill. And that was a legitimate thing of the time, actually. I used to be a pretty good Counter-Strike player, and I got banned out of matches for people thinking I was hacking.
Oh, there's server number 4.
You get kicked again for hacking, Doug.
Like, what a bunch of babies, man. I was 44-1. One noob actually managed to kill me, and they still kick me.
Wait, but why'd you die?
Ah, friendly fire.
Jeremy then dons a fancy jacket and sets out on the town. After revealing that the Masterer has been gone for 10 days in Norway, he enters a big corporate building. They talk with this corporate guy who is very obviously out of touch, and Jeremy shows he sees that clearly.
So, what do you do here?
You know, I do a little bit of everything. I'm actually just working on a couple projects right now.
Are you a segment producer or?
Good question. Not exactly. You know, I spend a lot of time here honing noobs with my Uber Micro. So it was. I do that.
He then meets Claire and Dan, very corpo-looking people. They reveal they are interested in their internet TV show.
So, tell me about your internet TV series.
Corpos explain that they want to syndicate the show, but as part of that, Jeremy will have to work with gaming brands and play games. The one example they give is just, it's stupidly absurd.
Part of the package would be that you would actually have to come out with us to press conferences,
Right.
trade shows, special events.
Promotion.
Yeah, and represent, our gaming partners.
Right.
And part of that, of course, would be that you would actually have to play the games.
Oh, I can play games. That's no fun. What kind of games?
Oh, they're great. They're great. The latest one deals with dragons and demons,
fantastic.
and there's adventure and sword play.
Unicorns, fantastic.
And the graphics,
beautiful.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
It ends with more classic Jeremy, which they don't show, but Jeremy gives you the gist of it.
Why? Jeremy, just tell me why.
Kyle, come on. What do you want?
I want to have my own TV show like I've been dreaming about for the past 10 years. Why do you have to mess that up for me?
Kyle, you heard what he said, Kyle. He's trying to get me to play a bunch of sucky games? Like, what? I'm not going to do that. Of course I'm going to tell him to lick my balls.
But did you have to actually show him your balls?
Next, they head out to Anastasia's house. Jeremy's still in a suit, and weirdly, a dog follows them. When they get there, hilarity ensues.
Hey, guys.
Hey, girl, what's going on?
Jeremy, you remembered.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on just 1 second. I got you something.
Okay.
God, quick, what did I remember? What did I remember?
I don't know. What?
Is it, girl?
Happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you. That's cool. I mean, you got me some kind of present.
So open
that's
it.
cool.
Open it.
You got me a DS. You're the coolest girl ever. Our anniversary, Scott. Anniversary. That's so cool. Oh, I got you something too.
You got me a dog? Oh, he's so cute. Oh, hi, sweetie. How are you doing? Oh. Oh. So what's his name? Hi, sweetie.
Dick.
Oh. Hi, Dick. Hi, Dick. How are you? So do you want to go out tonight?
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah?
We can bring Kyle, too.
At the dinner, Jeremy states he can't drink, but that sure doesn't work out.
I know, but like, we can have like one drink on a special occasion, you know, like our anniversary, like today.
That's true, it's anniversary. I can have a drink, right? One.
So what do you guys want?
Some beers, I guess.
Actually, can I have 3 shots of Jaeger?
Absolutely, coming right up.
Cuts to the investigators again, who are investigating the Masterer.
The Masterer spent 15 straight years gaming in his basement, with the only light coming from the glow of his monitor. As a result, his skin's hypersensitive to any light that's beyond the visible spectrum.
So you're saying that he can never leave his basement?
At least not during the day.
They're interrupted by the drunk Pure Pwnage team.
Don't look.
What?
Doug then jumps out and tells the group a story that gives some real horrible insight into his real life, which ends with him inviting himself to crash at their place, and is honestly kind of depressing to see Doug like this, but it's good storytelling.
Yo, guys, what's up, man? How's it going?
No, we're just out having some drinks.
I just had the craziest shit go down on my pad, man. You wouldn't believe it.
What's going on?
Well, get this. Like, Dad comes home drunk again, you know, starts yelling at my mom about whatever. Well, I'm in the next room going 56-0. Assault's just going nuts, man. You know, at this one point in time, at the exterior valve, sneaking up on this one guy. You know, I'm crouched down. My saw's just ready to let loose. Well, I can't hear a thing because my parents are yelling. I didn't even hear him pull a flash out on me, dude. I come around the corner thinking I'm just gonna mow his ass down. Next thing I know, I'm fucking blind. So finally I say to my parents, like, hey, like, this is important. Like, excuse me. But they just kept yelling at me. So you think it's cool I can stay pat tonight or what?
The next morning, Doug is cooking for them, but it's just bacon.
Kyle, what's up, man? Breakfast? Cooking some breakfast? You want some of this? Man, check it out. I even taught the dog a trick. Oh, Puppies want some of this? Puppies want some of this? Boom! Headshot! Oh, isn't that great?
Kyle reveals that Anastasia is now a vegetarian, which Doug clearly doesn't understand at all.
Anastasia's a vegetarian now.
Oh my god, dude. How long has she had that?
And he's apparently their third wheel.
Cool, so what you guys want to do today?
I don't know. Me and Taji, we're gonna go. Maybe.
Man, I'm in. Let's do it.
They think they get a break from him when Doug says he's close to home.
Yeah, so what are you guys thinking? What do you want to do now?
Taji's got a raid in like half an hour, and there's only 2 PCs, so you know, there's really not much for you to do. We're just gonna go back there.
Oh, that's cool. I'll go hit up my house.
Yeah.
See ya.
But then Doug returns and brings us TV.
Yo, guys, check it out, man. Problem solved. Now one of us can console with the other 2 PC. What do you think? Yeah!
Jeremy needs to let him down soft that they just want some time alone, but it really seems to break down Doug, who rages per usual.
You know, it's just sometimes, you know, you can get too much exposure kind of to one person, and sometimes you just feel like you can't get away, you know, like there's always someone there and they're always around, and sometimes you just want to get some alone time and stuff, you know? And,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you understand, right?
I understand, man, yeah.
Yeah.
Back at home, Jeremy and Anastasia are not doing what you might think in bed.
Hey, Jeremy.
Oh, it doesn't fit.
Well, then put it somewhere else. Come on. Actually, you know, if you put it in just a little bit and then you twist it, you can find it. You really get some spots.
Slow down. Slow down, you're going too fast. Oh, you've been practicing without me, eh?
Obviously. Oh, good game.
And then Jeremy talks about how it's all over, and the episode isn't exciting, but that's okay.
So I'm sorry, Kyle, you didn't get your big hanging cliffs ending you wanted. And there's no explosions, and there's no jumping off bridges and stuff. But I still think it's really cool. Like, lots of cool stuff happened.
Anastasia then says she can't have the dog, and after asking where he is, it cuts off to Dick wandering around homeless again.
You know, we even got a dog, which is kind of like a new cast member.
Actually, I forgot to tell you guys, My mom won't let me keep the dog.
Oh no, why is that?
She said it was the worst gift you could give somebody.
Oh. That's cool. I can just take him back for like a refund, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I take dogs back all the time, right?
Yeah.
fine.
Where is Dick anyway?
Jeremy says goodbye, and we see a clip from World of Warcraft that turns out to be a bad dream.
Don't worry, we're in a green zone.
Tachi!
Hey, what are you doing? Damn it! Ow!
But upon waking, Jeremy finds a disturbing note. With the new information, it cuts back to where the episode actually started, but the bad guys toast this time and reveal that Jeremy is outside and Anastasia is being held hostage with them.
Really, my dear, I thought you would be more talkative. It is, after all, your talent.
The main bad guy sends out the two henchmen to take care of Jeremy, but lo and behold, Jeremy enters the room shortly.
Well,
the two dialogue a bit, and it's clear the guy has it out for the Masterer. As he prepares to attack Jeremy, Doug enters the room too, except...
But I can't let the Master wield such a dangerous weapon.
Oh, who's psychic now? Oh, didn't see that coming, did you? Oh, who's psychic now? Get your ass ready to be spanked. Perspective. Oh yeah, we're gonna spank your ass. Oh, your ass is so on. Who didn't see that coming? You didn't. You. Doug?
Kyle runs off with Anastasia as requested by Jeremy, and the episode ends with Kyle revealing his face. End credits with excellent piano version of Feel Like Owning Noobs.
There's something that I have to do. I feel like owning noobs. Something that I have to do. Feel like owning noobs. The time of my defeat is through.
So that's season 1. There's more of the show out there with the unfinished season 2, the TV show, and the movie, but it's time I reveal my real reason for making this gargantuan video. And that's the future. Pure Pwnage is not over. No. Like a phoenix rising from 21-year-old ashes, the series is set to return, and you can be part of helping them out. Before making this video, I randomly remembered the series and decided to see if the old website was still available. Not only was I surprised the site is still up, the store is too. It didn't have a lot of stock, and a number of items are no longer available, but for the old time's sake, I thought I'd buy a classic bandana and some hard copies of the show. Feeling a bit nostalgic, I thought I'd leave a message on the order, and I commented about how I love the show and still think fondly of it. I said I wish the team was doing well all these years later, and lastly, I mentioned how I ordered a bandana a long time ago as they had a special promotion where it was signed by the owner. I still have the bandana, but I wore it so much I had to wash it, and I lost the autograph. I finished the order, and a few weeks later, when looking at what I received, I found that the bandana was signed. Nearly brought tears to my eyes, and I'm not even shameful to admit that. Along with that, though, I found on the order sheet a note. It simply said, "It's back!" and a website was listed for thepwnage.com. Initially, I thought the message meant my signed bandana was back, but a few days later, I got curious and I went to the website. I was shocked to find a Patreon, and then from there, I found a YouTube channel, and yeah, at the time of this video's posting, there is a new YouTube channel called The Ownerer, featuring 3 videos. The beginning, the machinimas of Pure Pwnage, and To Be or Not to Be. The first and third videos are kind of found footage style videos that tease the return of the series. I signed up for the top position on the Patreon and joined the Discord only to find a community of fans itching for the series' return. From what I've gathered, we are all waiting for the next episode, which will conclude the teaser and pave way for the return of the series. It's all a little bit mysterious right now, but I could not believe I randomly stumbled into this. I'm incredibly excited, and if you too want to see where this all goes next, check out the links in the description or pinned in the comments to join the Patreon, Discord, or see the YouTube for yourself. A big shout out to Jeff for being so awesome and encouraging me to make this video when I asked permission to use the footage. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.